Thanks to cascading style sheets, you can create beautiful, flexible designs and make global changes quickly. If you're new to CSS, all of the selectors and rules can seem a little confusing at first. So we'll start with the basics and then move on to more advanced features in the next chapter. Come on, let's add a little style to your website. For this chapter, we'll be using the Galapagos photo site. So the first thing I want you to do is the site setup process. Remember, there's this nice new shortcut in Dreamweaver CS4 to create a new site. Again, I like the Advanced tab. I'm going to call this Galapagos 05 because we're in Chapter 5, just to help you keep track of which version of the site this is. You want to go into your project files, which should have been loaded on your desktop unless you saved them somewhere else. In Chapter 5, make sure you select the name of the folder itself, choose. And then Images, choose. Click OK, and you'll see all of the files and folders drop into the Files panel. Now it's very important that you use the version of the Galapagos site that's in the Chapter 5 folder, because I've made a number of changes to these pages that you'll see as we go through these lessons. So the first thing I want you to do is to open the Gallery folder. Just click on the little icon there to open it, and open up the Bullseye Pufferfish page. We don't need the code view visible, so you can just click on Design. I also want you to open the CSS Styles panel. Now there are a couple ways to do that. Double-click on the name over here, or if it's not open at all, just choose Windows, CSS, and the Styles panel should open here on the side of your screen. When you open the Styles panel, you'll see here, this is the external style sheet which is attached to this page, and you should see all of the styles listed here in this style sheet. If for some reason it's not here, or you see the name but you don't see the styles under this, I've seen this happen on occasion when you move a file from one computer to another. You just want to attach that style sheet, click the Attach button here, browse, find the style sheet in the folder, and you can attach it to the page that way. You should see all of the styles that are applied to this page, and I'll be going through what each of these styles is doing and how to create them throughout this chapter and the next one. But for now, you can see there are a number of different kinds of styles here that apply and control the look and feel of this page. Many people find CSS confusing at first because it's such a different approach to design. One of the biggest challenges is that you have to start thinking about the styles in your site as separate from the text, images, and other content. So your first impulse, if you wanted to change the color of this headline, might be to go highlight the headline and then look for some button that changes color. That's what you would find in a program like Microsoft Word. But if you're going to change the style, and you may have experienced this by creating styles in a program like Word, you know you're not going to actually change it here. You're going to change it in the style definition. So first you have to figure out what styles applied to this. Remember, in the tag selector, you can see what styles are applied. So I can see here, this headline is formatted with the H1 or headline 1 tag. So it's safe to assume that if I want to change the color of this, I probably need to go find a style called H1 and change the color there. Now there are a number of ways you can edit styles, but one of the simplest is to use this Properties pane, which is underneath the CSS Styles panel. Again, if this isn't visible, you may just need to click and drag to create a little more space so you can see it. If you click on that color icon, you'll see you can very easily get a little eyedropper and select a different color. And as soon as you do, notice that the headline color changed automatically. So when I change the style for H1 here, it changes the style of the text in the page automatically. And because I'm using an external style sheet here called Galapagos CSS, any page where this style is attached is also going to change. So if we open another page, like the Darwin's Arch page, notice that the headline in this page is also dark blue now. And again, if I look at the style sheet here, I can see that same H1 style in the same external style sheet, which is attached to this page, is controlling that headline. If I wanted to change it again, I could change it here, or just to show you another option, you can always double click on a style, to open the CSS rule definition dialog, and you can make many changes in this dialog. So let's make this a dark burgundy this time. Click OK, and you see again it changes here, and if I come back to our bullseye pufferfish, it's changed here automatically. So that's some of the power of external style sheets. You can change things in one place and affect them in many places at once. But you do have to get used to the idea that when you want to change the formatting within your page, you're going to do it in this secondary place. You're going to do it over here on the right, or as you'll see in a moment, you can do some of this in the Properties Inspector at the bottom.